So I'm going to tell you something about the Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso. In real life, his name is Ralph Macchio. Um, this guy's a cheater. Okay, really, he is. He couldn't win without cheating. I've seen videos by the distracted nurse saying how he's a cheater. Um, in the first movie, he enters the karate tournament, and he's meant to have a black belt to enter. He doesn't have one, so Miyagi steals the black belt off somebody else, and lets Ralph enter. He's not a black belt. He shouldn't be allowed. He should not be allowed in this thing. Okay, but he enters anyway, and you know, so in the he gets to the final. He fights Johnny Lawrence, and the last fight in the match, he kicks Johnny in the face, and that's an illegal move. So he should be disqualified for doing that. He doesn't get disqualified. And I believe there's a bit of bias towards Cobra Kai because Cobra Kai are so dominant. People kind of want to see an underdog win. Everyone wants to see an underdog win. They'll even break the rules in order to let that happen. So I've heard of it before. I played rugby in primary school. We were playing some weaker team, and we were a bit confused. The ref seemed very biased against us. And after the match, the ref actually came up to us and admitted that he was being biased. And he said, you guys are all bearing this crowd, so it had to be a little bit biased to make a bit of a game of it. You know what I mean? You still, you're still going to win easily anyway. So, I appreciate the honesty, but still, it happens. It's good. It's good to let us know what really goes on. Yes, Cobra Kai aren't very popular. The previous year, 2 Cobra Kai guys got to the final. I think was it Tommy and your man Johnny Lawrence, and Johnny Lawrence won. So they wanted to see this underdog guy win. So, especially because people aren't a fan of the karate, the Cobra Kai way of training. And I think there was talk of them trying to ban them from the competition because of their bad ethics. And that made perfect sense. But anyway, in the next year, they make this rule where the winner of the previous year goes straight to the final, which is ridiculous, the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. And I think it's because they're biased. They know that Daniel LaRusso is the best out there outside Cobra Kai. He's the best one with a chance of winning, so they want him to be fully fit for the final, hoping that the guy from Cobra Kai gets to the final will get battered and be at a disadvantage come the final. So that's what happened. And so yeah, these guys they fight, and they mentioned that he was giving kicks and hits to Daniel that weren't being counted for scores. And of course, John Barnes, what he did was he'd win a point, he'd make a penalty, he'd foul Daniel, he'd get point, he'd lose a point, and that's kind of the way he did it. And he kept winning points and dominating the match until it went down to the sudden death. And, so they're in the last round, and I think Daniel started doing this kata thing, which is actually, and if you see John Barnes, or Mike Barnes, he's looking back, Terry Silver, like, what the fuck's going on? Because this is actually disallowed. You're not allowed to do that in a karate match. He's wondering why he isn't getting disqualified. And Terry Silver just says to him, go get the point. And so Mike Barnes does that, but Daniel manages to grab him by the arms and pull him over his body and land him on the floor and win the point and win the match, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. He definitely did not deserve to win that match. But anyway, so so you might think, oh, maybe there's a bit of bias there towards Daniel LaRusso, and there definitely is. If you can see at the start of the movie, according to I didn't notice this. It was the YouTuber. I was watching this video. This YouTuber spotted it. I didn't. He was looking at the article it made about Mike Barnes. He was called Mike Bad Boy Barnes. It was a slanderous article written about him. And if you look at the name of the guy who wrote the article, it's Pat E. Johnson. If you look at the ending credits, Pat E. Johnson is the referee with the mustache in that fight. So Pat E. Johnson has something against Cobra Kai. He doesn't want them winning. He wants somebody else to come in and win. He saw they're being taken. He saw they kind of fell apart after the last year's tournament, and they got some new guy in to try to win for them. And he wanted him to lose. He didn't want Cobra Kai to win. maybe he failed to get they failed to ban Cobra Kai from the tournaments, so the referee tried to do other sneaky little things to try to make sure Cobra Kai didn't win. Which is fair enough. They did have some bad practices and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. Daniel LaRusso was very much a cheater.